Welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Newsroom, where I got two guests that's going to share right off the bat funding and credit game to teach everybody. We got Carrington and Sunset Monet.
Yes, yes.
Immigrants to Millionaires.
Yes, yes.
Yes, correct.
All
What's
right,
up, Charles?
let's get right to it, man. Give me some funding game.
So I'm gonna break. I think because you told me to do credit.
That's how it goes. Give me some funding.
That's funny.
Game. Wait, you own a funding company, right?
Yeah, we both do. So I'll give it to you right now.
Game.
So let's do this, right, guys? A lot of people want to access capital, especially since we're on the real estate break newsroom. I want to give y'all some game that y'all can implement right now to be able to go get a property within the next 30 days. If you got your right credit profile, right, and let's say if you're missing years of history, you guys can go to esusu.com, ESUSU. You can pay them $2.50 a month, and they can report your backdated rent for up to 2 years, 2 to 5 years, and it won't even cost you more than $30 a year. Now, if you guys need to go and get a real estate property and you guys want to leverage other people's money, you guys can get 0% interest funding right now through Chase Bank, where you guys can get $50,000 not only on one card, but on two. Once you get that right there, you guys can liquidate that card and you can put that money down on any piece of property that you're looking for through methods like Plastique, PayPal, merchant services, or you guys can do it through payroll services through ADP, where you guys can liquidate that card, put that money down when it comes time to closing time, and y'all can get that property right off bat.
Bam. Don't buy no time, Sunset. Go right
Hello.
back. We
You
going back
got
to
it.
back.
Okay, so he just told you guys how to get access to capital, but maybe your credit is not right. So you can't get access to capital if you're not out of jail. And I call having derogatories, collections, charge-offs on your credit as financial prison. So I'm going to try to bail you out a little bit. If you have collections, charge-off, repos, evictions on your credit report, I want you to do two things. I want you to go to ChatGPT, and I want you to tell ChatGPT, utilize consumer law and case law, okay? Catch that. Consumer law and case law to help me remove these derogatories off my credit report. You're going to upload your credit report on ChatGPT, and it's going to dish you out your letters to go to each credit bureau. But not only that, guess what? I'm going to give you even more game. When ChatGPT gives you that letter, what I want you to do to make sure that somebody reaches your letter, you don't want to go through an AI system. I want you to get that letter and hand write that letter. You heard that right. Hand write that letter so that it does not go through AI, and you make sure it lands in somebody's desk. Once you get that, it's guaranteed to help you remove things in less than 30 days.
80% of your letters are going to get auto denied or actually auto rejected because eOscar, which is the computer system that actually scans your letters, it won't register whether it's a template letter, because if it's a template letter, they'll get rid of it. So what you want to do is, like Sunset said, go to ChatGPT, put in that prompt, hey, I want to remove my derogatories, collections, charge off, and I want to remove them using 15 USC 1681E-B, and then you can reference that and then attach it with your utility bill, a bank statement. Some of you guys might not have utility bills, so guess what? Y'all can still get things knocked off using car insurance statements, bank statements. The bureaus do not care about your balance in your bank account. Y'all can just X that out with a black marker, send that in, and watch those things fall off within 30 days.
All
But
right.
Sunset,
Okay.
some of them got hard.
Wait. I just said a little nugget. I didn't say
we
a
was
whole
doing too
20
much. I'm
piece.
sorry.
I didn't say a master class.
We was doing too much.
You gotta let us know.
Y'all
You
gave a
gotta let
whole
us know.
master class just now.
Yeah.
I've been going crazy. No, you can't blame me. You either hustle or lazy. I've been going all summer. Running like a number. And you ain't gotta wonder how we doing. It's the movement. It's the real estate newsroom with Charles Noonan.
I'm doing a live show tomorrow. Like,
Yeah.
y'all want to do a
Okay.
master class in front of like 150 people?
Listen, you tell us go, we gonna take a mile.
All right,
Facts.
so this is what I like to do on the Real Estate Newsroom, right? I like to verify and validate the people that I bring on here, because sometimes in the credit and funding space, people talk about removing stuff, they talk about funding, and they really don't be doing it. So whenever I have people on my show, I just charge them with the task. Like, let me see how thorough y'all are. So y'all got the green light.
I love that.
Y'all got the green
love
light
that.
immediately.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Jeez. All right, let's get into it. How in the world y'all got into this business?
Ooh.
I'll let you go. You
I
want me
was
to go
gonna
first?
say, you take it away.
Okay, so guys, my journey in credit started when I was 16 years old. My mom and I and my brother, we came from Haiti, third world country. My mom and I and my family, we didn't have financial literacy. So it came down to the simple fact of every time we were trying to get an apartment, a house, a car, it was always this problem, always a struggle. And so taking that, seeing all that stuff as a kid, it put a battery in my back to learn how to leverage credit in other people's money, because of the simple fact of I've seen the opposite end of it when you're homeless, you guys are living in low income housing, and you just don't got the money or capital to get things started. So I knew I was gonna get my credit at 18 years old. So I started learning everything about credit. While I was going to high school, I'm reading the books, I'm watching YouTube videos, I'm studying online.
Hold on.
And back then,
You did this on your own.
yes, sir.
18 years old.
16.
16 years old.
Yeah, I'm
You
28.
started to self-educate yourself on credit.
Yes, sir. Yes. So I started this back then. Yeah.
How'd you so I don't even think there was credit books. How
There-
long ago
there
was
wasn't.
that?
So again, I'm 28 years old. So I turned 28 2 weeks
12
ago.
years ago?
Yeah, 12 years ago. So back then on YouTube, some people might not even know these people. There's a guy named Brandon Weaver. He was the OG guy back then. Like before, all the people that talk about credit and funding now, they're about 2, 3 years, 4 years in the game. And most of them weren't around when I was actually doing this. So when I was 16, I had to really read books. I had to really study the articles online because there wasn't as much information on it as possible.
Yeah.
And so I was staying up late at night before I had to go to school just to really work it up, read it. And then the thing is, you didn't have mentorships, master classes. There was none of that. You had to go apply it, make a mistake, wait the 30 days, learn from it, and come back.
I call this the information era.
Yes, sir.
Where
Yes, sir.
people
You're right.
are openly sharing information now, which again, 10 years ago, that was non-existent.
Yeah.
So you just started learning on YouTube and looking up YouTube videos on how to fix your credit.
Yeah.
And how'd you learn how to leverage it? Like, how'd you learn, like, the importance of it?
Okay, so it was easy for me to learn the importance of credit only because, remember, I was watching my mom get 22% when she was trying to buy a red Nissan Rogue. I was watching my mom get denied for mortgages and apartments constantly. And then when I remember one time we had a family friend come over because my mom had gotten collections. But again, we barely knew financial literacy. So my mom and her friend named Guy cut the cards thinking, oh, we cut them, they clipped. Nah, they went to collections and then her credit got messed up. And so watching that put a battery in my back because I seen how it impacted our family. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was me, my brother, and her. So, and then my stepfather came into the picture. Bro, we were living in like, terrible like places sometimes until, she started getting a better job, more money, then we moved into better neighborhoods. But remember, my battery in my back was because, remember, I knew that there was more out there. I knew there was capital and money out there, but I just didn't know how to leverage it. But I knew everybody with credit and real estate, they always talked about it on YouTube.
So
and
you
on
didn't-
social media.
So YouTube was educating you a little bit.
100%.
All the videos you saw were talking about real estate
Yes.
back then.
Yeah, so back then, the two people that my family and we looked up to was the Property Brothers?
Yeah.
The like twins?
They got a show on HGTV.
Yes. So my
It's
brothers, there you go.
It's not real.
Yeah, it's not real.
It's not
but
real.
back then I didn't know that. I was 10
Okay.
years old, 11. So and then when I was 16, I started seeing them even more. And so my brother's really good with his hands and I'm really good with books and then just knowledge. So my mom was like, yo, you could literally buy the properties, learn how to sell them, learn how to do that. Your brother could fix them. So the moment I got credit at 18, I learned, fixed it, and by 19 I bought a house.
Let me ask Sunset to back that up. Is he really good with books?
Yeah.
He is?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to get into how you got started, but let me just ask this. Do you feel that all the credit stuff that you learned over the years of YouTube University, which I applaud you for that too, because that's taking initiative. Most people go to YouTube or at that age for entertainment, right? I got two sons. They spend countless hours on YouTube for entertainment. They are not looking up anything. All right. So you got smart credit. You learned it the long way.
Yeah.
Right? Do you feel that ChatGPT now just wiped out everything you learned? Because what she just taught, she said, look, go to ChatGPT, put in this code, and boom, it's going to take your stuff off.
Yeah.
Did she just eliminate all you learned?
Yes and no. The reason I say yes and no is because ChatGPT can only give you an answer or a prompt, not a prompt, but an answer to what you ask it. If you don't know what to say correctly or what to ask, it won't give you the right answer. So what I mean by that is when I started doing credit repair, it was off of factual disputing. It wasn't consumer law back then. It was factual. The letters looked like burritos because you had to print out everything online, and I was literally highlighting things page by page. So you had to learn how to identify the errors yourself, and then from there put them in letters, and then you had to come up with your own statements, because if we use a template online, it would get auto denied really quickly. So you have to know the verbiage and how to say it and how to put it together. ChatGPT makes it easier, but you still need to know what to ask it to do.
Just like I say with YouTube, if you don't know what you don't know.
Yep.
Right? So you won't know what to search in YouTube to find properties at $300.
That's crazy.
You won't know, right? Some people know land banks have the lowest price properties. Some people know auctions, but there's 3,200 counties in the United States that have auctions.
Wow.
So if you don't know them, you won't know what to put in. So to your point, I guess it's important that you do have that background, 12 years of studying. Now you know exactly what to put in a ChatGPT. It just kind of like prints it out for you, but you tell it what to do.
Exactly. And it does make your life a lot easier. And we try to educate people on, because some people don't have the time or the energy that I've had to put in, the thousands of hours of energy and time and the money I've spent to learn what I know. Now we try to simplify everything and give it to them in a free masterclass so that they can learn and educate themselves. But using ChatGPT and AI, it will make things easier for you, but we give you that strong foundation so you can actually teach it to your kids and your husbands and your wives, so you can learn that knowledge and then use the AI to just speed it all up.
Man, I love it, man. I'm impressed by that. I gotta say, man.
Thank you, bro.
I take my hat off to you for doing that and being so curious about credit and learning and taking the time. All right, now, Sunset Monet is your business partner.
Yep. Yes, she is.
I'm assuming she's equally as smart, if not smarter, for you to decide to partner with her.
Yep, she is smart. She Sunset is definitely the right person to partner with. Not only is she great with the knowledge and resources, Sunset is a person where she's better than me at a lot of things when it comes to networking, marketing, amassing the information and knowledge. And when we put it together and we cook it up, we put the right ingredients and the right recipes so that everybody can eat and learn off of what we got. It's a beautiful partnership. I can't complain.
How did you get started? Do they call you Sunset or Monet?
Sunset.
Sunset?
Yeah.
All right. So Sunset. I follow you guys online. I know exactly what you do. I've been following. Big fan of what you do, by the way. How did you get started in the funding space?
Okay, I love that you asked that question, funding specifically. So how I got started was I was in corporate America. I was a diversity, equity, and inclusion manager for a Fortune 500 company. And so I got laid off and my entire department was dismantled.
Recently?
Yeah, recently.
So,
yeah,
I'm very close to the DEI space.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to learn that.
So,
it was popping for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
DEI after George Floyd.
Because the companies knew that we're the biggest consumers. So if you don't attract to the consumers, if you don't prioritize them or act like you're going to prioritize them, then you're going to lose a bulk of your customers. And so a lot of companies were doing that.
Even bigger. Corporate social responsibility, they had to do something to kind of like quail the concerns of the people to say, all right, like, what are we doing? Yeah. So how long have you been in the space?
Diversity, equity, and inclusion. I was in that space for a little over 4 years.
Did you make a lot of money?
A lot of money.
Hella money?
Crazy.
Hella money?
Crazy.
And then you, so now that everything calmed down, administrations changed. They're like, let's get rid of that stuff.
Sunset don't be popping it like I always say, Sunset, let the people know. I remember when we got together, I was like, yo, Sunset, you was making a lot of money. She was like, yeah. I'm like, yo, what was your checks looking like? Let the people know. She be too humble. Let the people know what your last paycheck was.
All right, go ahead.
I showed him the check. No,
my
last paycheck was around $30,000.
Nice. I know the space very well, and I know attorneys in that space made over $1 million a year just in the DEI space. Yeah. So like I said, I know it very well. Yeah. And now it's like, it's changing.
And by the way they did it was crazy because they brought a predominantly white person in my role, and she didn't even know she was taking up that role with a different name, and she was leaning on me to assist her. And then at some point I seen what was happening. You want me to coach this woman who is not going to be in my place, but she doesn't even know that she's going to be in that role. So it was a lot of messy, a lot of very weird things. And morally it was challenging for me because, again, I'm known as the whistleblower, where people who don't speak, I am the voice for the people. And so I'm very big on, I'll take the brunt. I'll speak up. I'll tell them they're not doing things right. I'll say this is not, right, and you shouldn't be doing this. So I take on a lot of that burden. So trying to get into the space of entrepreneurship, I won't say it was easy, but I was kind of forced into that role. Because once I got laid off, I trusted a company. And then this is why I have to go into this. I trusted a company to not only help my family attain a 700 plus credit score, but get access to capital so we can start in real estate. We were going to build houses from the ground up. And that's what that company promised me. Of course, they did not fulfill on that promise. They actually scammed us out of thousands of dollars. And once I called out what was happening, a lot of people came out of the woodwork saying that that company did that to them.
And you got your family members involved? Like, hey, we're going to start building from the ground up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. So let me ask you this. So I built houses from the ground up, right?
That's fire.
It wasn't Charles Noonan Developments, right? Just before we continue.
Nah, it wasn't.
It definitely was not Charles Newton.
All right, cool. Because I mean, I didn't know. You know
it wasn't you. That'd be crazy, right? She's like, I'm about to expose him on his.
Yeah, that would be funny, right? But no. So I teach people how to build, right? How to develop from the ground up, and the reason I do that is because, in my opinion, it's the safest way to get into real estate. And here's why. And here's what I teach. So I'm curious to know how you guys got scammed. And again, this is why it's important for us to teach, right? Yeah. Because people don't know. So I teach people, when you're doing ground up construction, it's the safest way because you don't have to pay those big deposits or down payments like when people do renovations. So the BRRRR strategy, right? You got to buy, renovate, refinance, repeat.
Yes.
But the renovation piece, you got to give somebody a big down payment so they can renovate the property, right, to increase the value. With building from the ground up, it starts with maybe like grading, site prep, and the foundation work. But in my field, you usually pay after. So they do the work, it gets past inspection, they send you an invoice, you get the loan, the construction loan, you send the invoice to the loan company, they'll give you the money and you reimburse the contractor. So tell me how in the hell you got scammed out of your money in ground up construction.
Because I never started. So they were supposed to fix our credit. Again, I knew how to fix credit, but I didn't have the time. So I was fixing people's credit, getting them access to a 700 plus credit score in a matter of days, weeks. The most I've done was turn somebody's credit up from the 600s to a 750 credit score in 2 days. So I was able, I could walk you through how to do that right now.
So why would you pay somebody to do that if you could do it yourself?
Because remember, people want access quick. We talk about this, right? People want instant gratification.
You said you did it in 2 days.
I did. However, I still had to put in the work. I didn't say it got that I did the work in 2 days, right? I had to sit down and actually do the work. The way I was fixing credit is I utilize your personal story, right? Whatever you're going through, I put that into your disputes. And so I find a way to navigate it where they're going to have to sit down and read your dispute letter. A lot of the times, just like C talked about, Oscar gets your letters. So nobody sits there and sees your story. It just gets thrown into.
And at the time, he was working like 60 hours a week.
Exactly.
It sounds like Oscar is the automated reading machine.
That's what it is. Yes, because
could you tell us what it is?
Yes, Oscar is the machine that whenever you send out the dispute to the credit bureaus, there's a system called Oscar, and it scans your letter and it tells them exactly what is going on in that letter, and it kind of puts you in a place of where you go. So nobody is actually physically reading what's going on your credit report. They're just going through an AI system. So if you don't have anything specifically separating you from the masses, if you're just getting a letter from the internet, it's going to kick you, and that's probably what you guys have been receiving, is those stall letters, which are letters that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with what you sent to the credit bureaus, but they're probably telling you, hey, I can't identify you. Hey, yeah, we got your dispute, and nothing is being done about your situation. So I negate all of that, right? I want to make sure that your dispute letter reaches somebody so that they can read your situation. And 9 times out of 10, if you're a human, You have human connection. So you're going to read my dispute letter and you're going to see what's going on. And I'm using consumer law. I'm using case law telling you, hey, if you break the law, this is what's going to happen. I'm in a situation. I'm trying to find a home. This is preventing me from getting a home, X, Y, and Z. Now that person has to actually read it. And if they do not do anything about it, which 9 times out of 10 they will, then more than likely they're going to face the consequences of paying you $1,000 per violation.
Yep.
All right, I get that. I like it. It's a smart way to kind of circumvent that system, right? The e-Oscar system. You write a personal letter.
Yeah.
Now, from what I understand, the people overseas work at the credit bureaus,
Yep.
right? So they're reading your letter and they're saying, all right, hey, we got to help this person because it's stopping them from getting a house or stopping them from getting whatever. And you think they're more prone to take stuff off the report based on the humanality aspect?
Absolutely. There's a human aspect. Tell people, don't rely solely on AI. Remember that we're humans. So when we get information, we're not doing the same thing as AI. AI is only going to treat you based off what it was being told. Right. But a human is going to have to take a little more caution or precaution to do something about it because their job might be on the line.
Yep.
And like we just talked about, right? Just to go back to the credit and funding, I tell people, make your situation, personalize your situation. You don't want to be a part of the masses. So even if somebody gives you a dispute letter and say, hey, this letter is going to work, it's going to take it off in 3 days, put yourself in that letter. Make sure you personalize it and tell them what's going on with your specific situation so that you can make sure somebody gets that letter and not a system.
All right. So you even knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
You sitting around, you getting 30,000 a
Oh,
check,
come on,
right?
stop it.
So now I get it. You
Yeah.
buying your time. You buying your
Yeah.
freedom. I don't want to do I
No,
don't want to
it's not
do this
even that
stuff
I
here.
didn't want to. I was passionate about what I was doing. For
Yeah, but the
real.
time. I know how to do stuff too, and I pay
Yeah,
people to do it so I could
exactly.
go do whatever I want to do.
Biggest mistake ever. Because
And
now
then-
2-3 months later, no results. 5 months come in and I'm like, okay, what do I do? Right? This company is very well tenured. I mean, they go around saying they're doing this and that. If I say something, I know what that was going to risk.
All right. So it wasn't a real estate company. You got ripped off on the credit.
It was a real estate company that backed this credit company, stating that they are one company working together. Once you got done with the credit, you were going to
You would move up to like another.
to get
All right,
the real
but you
estate
ain't never
done.
even get to the real estate
Couldn't get
part.
to the real estate. I mean, I
'Cause
knew
you
it.
ain't
I
get to-
studied it, right?
Yeah.
We got the knowledge. I was out there. I seen how to do it. You know, I got the information. I was just ready to go, but credit.
All right, so tell me this now that you've been through that experience. Give me the top 3 things to look for in a credit repair company to make sure you are safe.
Okay, number 1, if a credit company tells you that they're going to do monthly, if they charge you monthly, I would not do that. Why? Because if a credit company is charging you monthly, that means that they have to drag your dispute process, meaning every month they have to choose between what exactly are the derogatories that they're going to start attacking to get off your credit. You may be in a situation where you need a car in the next 30 days. You need to buy a home in the next 6 months. That's not the company for you. I'm not telling you they're wrong. I'm just telling you if you want faster results, do not go to a company that charges you monthly. We charge a flat fee, meaning once you pay us, we are attacking every single derogatory, collection, charge off, repo, eviction, all at once. So whenever we get results, we're seeing results all at once. So we have 47 deletions, 89 deletions on credit reports, which is why we see people's credit go from the 3, 4, 5s in the 6s to the 700s really, really fast, other than other companies. That's number 1. Number 2, if you go to a credit company and they do not tackle the information part of your credit report, do not go to them, because number 1, you are not a variation of the way that people write your name on your credit report. They should be attacking that first, and that should be done in less than 1 day. So if you have so many variations of your name on your credit report and it's month 3 and you're in with that credit company, fire them. They are not doing their job properly. Number 3, yes, it may take long to do your credit, but if you are on month 6 and you see absolutely nothing coming off, then I would challenge you to go to another company, because on month 6 in our company, if you do not see results, we pass you on to a consumer law expert that's going to go to bat with you in court, because you have a consumer right as a consumer to get these things removed off your credit report, or they have to pay you $1,000 per violation.
Damn. That's passion.
Yeah.
There you go.
That is passion. I would hire y'all.
I appreciate
I would
that.
hire y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because if you're this passionate about what you do, I can imagine how passionate you are at what you do. Like, I could tell you screamed at somebody on the phone
Sunset ain't playing with you. She's
Right?
not playing
Am I
with you.
right? No, I'm gonna ask you, Carrington. Am I right?
Sunset.
Did she yell at somebody on at
Sunset will cook
Experian?
you. Yeah, no joke. People look at me. I'm the good guy. They'll look at Sunset like she's the bad guy. It's crazy. It's terrible.
No. Because I know, like, when you know something shouldn't be on a report, you're not getting off the phone.
No,
you're
you're
gonna be
not.
like, look.
It gotta come off.
And
I
it
gotta
the
come
law
off.
and everything.
Bro, we skip it. Like I said, remember, like we've talked to the bureaus for so many years, and especially for me, you know, I've had to deepen my voice, and you know, when I was like 17, call on behalf of like, you know, grown men, like, yeah, you know, it's me. Like when you call on behalf of them, you have to have a certain assertiveness, and you have to have a seriousness with how you talk to these bureaus. So for me, I know off rip nowadays when I talk to the bureaus, the first person you get put on, it might be a VA from the Philippines, it might be somebody from India. You want to skip that line. You want to get straight to the point and say, hey, I want to talk to a supervisor, or you have to say specifically, I have this on recording from an agent from Experian that said, if you ever want to talk to an American or somebody in a higher department, you need to say the case has to do with either identity theft, fraud, or you need a supervisor because of an identity issue. Number one way to get an American speaking person on the phone. That was from an agent from Experian directly.
Yeah.
Damn.
Just skip the BS.
So who's better at what? Because I definitely tried to switch it on y'all at the beginning. Because I was supposed to ask you funding and you credit.
No,
you
so me credit her funding.
But y'all both equal. It sounds like y'all are both like
you got to be able to,
snipers.
like I always tell Sunset, you like when we first got together, I was like, yo, you got to be able to punch. If I'm punching, you got to be punching with me.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, because sometimes people will partner with people that don't know what they're talking about, and where one half might look really intelligent, the other part might look kind of crazy. We don't want that. And even though, like I said, together, we always tell our clients that you're fortunate enough to get the both of us. We have a combined total of over 15 years of knowledge between the both of us.
Right.
And so with people, like I said, especially when since I've been doing this since I was 16, when it comes to credit funding, if there's not really much I couldn't answer for you, man. Like if it's a bankruptcy, repo, child support, evictions, bro, I've seen it all. I've seen it all.
So do y'all go at underwriters like this when you're doing funding for somebody?
Come on.
Got
Damn,
to.
she look at the look she gave me. Look at that look she gave me. Sunset gave me a look like, what?
You crazy?
So but you do know underwriters have what they call a comfort level. So there's a gap of what they can give. Let's just say a $20,000 variance. And you get on the phone or you push them and say, my customer has 8 trade lines.
Yep.
Whatever.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to have for funding? Like, give me a good credit profile.
Okay, so that would be 100% on-time payment history, less than 10% utilization, about 10 to 22 accounts reporting, right?
Wait, 10 to 22 accounts?
Absolutely. 22 is perfect. 10 is great.
On your personal?
Yeah.
How?
But
So
to be
look,
fair, it depends on the accounts.
Yeah.
Right? It could be student loans, auto loans, mortgages. Like
the credit mix. Yeah,
people
good
want to
credit
have
mix.
we get that all the time. How do I get an 800? You're not going to get an 800 if you don't got a mortgage on your credit report.
Correct.
You need something with 10
I don't
plus
have a
years.
mortgage on mine.
But
Well, I used to.
But look what you said.
And I
You
paid off.
used to.
Yeah.
Some people will come to us with no mortgages. They have never had, like we've had people with no auto loans on their report. They don't have any mortgages. They have like 2 years of credit history. Be like, oh, I want an 800. I'm like, bro, you don't even have 5+ years of credit age. You've never had a mortgage. You haven't had any auto loans. What do you have?
Check my profile, bro.
Let's see.
Ooh,
Let's see what that.
okay.
Oh, so you money.
Okay.
Oh, yo, they gotta call him
but-
Charles Money Noonan.
Yeah,
So it's an
okay.
823, right?
Yeah, but you've had a mortgage though on your personal
I've
side.
had mortgages.
Yep, you've had to.
I've
Cause
had
see,
cars. I got a bunch of cars that's paid off.
Yeah.
I got everything.
I could've
But I
told
don't
you
have
that.
22. If
You
you
don't
look,
have to
Can we
have
see?
22.
I only have
right? We talk
2
about
credit
perfect.
cards.
We talk about perfect, right? Perfect is 22 because they want to see, and this is the only field where virgins are not elevated.
No
right?
virgins
They don't
allowed.
Want no virgins. They don't want you to have.
No joke.
You cannot have.
Whoa. Okay, go to her camera.
Yeah.
You gotta
This
repeat
is-
it. Go ahead.
Let
Go.
them
I'm
know.
gonna let you say. I'm gonna let you speak your piece.
I'm sorry. No, I'm so passionate about this. Seriously, this is the only space in which virgins are not accepted. Banks do not like nothing about virgins. Okay, so in this space, you want to come with experience. I tell people to treat credit like a resume. Right? You graduated, and they tell you you need 13 years of experience. Well, how are you gonna have 13 years of experience if you just graduated? The thing about this is they put you in a game that you did not know the rules to, and I'm gonna show you the rules. The rules is you do not have to have what they call the 13 years or whatever else they're asking for. You just have to find the right information to get it. So I can give you an account where you can add right now that's going to give you the 13 years. I can tell you to go leverage the relationship with the bank that you have right now, and they'll give you access to auto loan. They'll give you access to a 20K credit card because you have a relationship with them. But the only difference between me and you is that you don't know the information that I know. That's it.
Exactly.
Talk that talk.
Yep. They don't understand that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like what Sunset just said is that without information, there's no transformation.
There you go.
A lot of the times you guys want to get to the next level. You guys want to change your life. You guys want to get to a bag, but you don't have enough information. At the current level that you're at right now, if the information you knew, or if what you could actually obtain now was able to get you to 100K a month or 50K a month, you'd already have done it.
Right.
But a lot of the time people don't realize that information is really the key to that transformation. So once you partner up with the right people, a lot of people avoid coaches, they avoid mentorships, but mentorships allow you to make more money faster. A lot of the times the mistakes that you guys are making, you guys could fall and call. I love that. You know, I love that. Y'all guys gotta, once y'all fall, y'all gotta call y'all mentor and ask the mentor, yo, what's up? How do I get to this point? So if you're missing something on your credit profile that keeps getting you auto denied, or you're not qualifying for that mortgage, you're not qualifying for that auto loan, the banks is asking you for 20% down, it's because you're not showing them the right information. So by getting with the right people, we can get you guys the right trade lines, the right profiles, the right credit reports, whatever you guys are missing, we just got to piece it together. That's really that all it is.
Sunset, how did y'all
Oh, and by
partner?
the way, you got 15 total accounts. So you do.
Yeah.
No,
You got
but I only
15.
got 2 credit cards.
It doesn't
No, no, no.
matter.
I
Total
got
accounts.
2 credit cards, but one got 54,000.
Yep.
They're both with Chase, a Chase Freedom and a Chase something else.
Yeah, but look, right?
Probably unlimited.
So the profile is
and
one
I
thing.
keep them on 0.
Yeah, which is fine. But you see how Charles just showed you guys, right? He has 15 total accounts, but in his mind, he's factoring only 2 credit cards. The credit bureaus do not factor only 2 credit cards, and lenders look at your whole profile.
Yes.
So they want to make sure that, let's say, for example, when we say total accounts, like Sunset said, 10 to 22, that could be student loans, that could be mortgages, auto loans. It could literally be store credit cards. It could be installment loans, savings secured loans, pledge loans. It could be revolving credit cards. It could be all various types of accounts. But once the profile is built the right way, the banks see what? You have experience. Like she said, we don't want no virgins. The banks don't want to deal with no virgins. You got to come around. We don't need y'all outside in the streets all day, but y'all just got to come correct. That's all we trying to
Be
let
in
you
the
know.
credit streets.
Right.
Yeah, be in the credit streets.
Before the credit
Right,
streets.
right, right.
I'm going
Yeah,
to the
but
credit streets.
your profile just needs to have all of these different points.
Yeah.
Because once the points line up, it's
Yeah.
easy to get the approvals and the yeses from the banks.
Yes.
But again, you just need to know the right information.
Score doesn't matter. The profile is what's important.
All right. So I'm in the online space. I coach, I teach, and I have a 7-figure business.
Beautiful.
Right? You showed me that you know enough to have a 7-figure business. You showed me the same thing. Like, clearly, industry experts, it's just a matter, both have great personalities. Y'all show them Mercedes and all the fly stuff
Corvettes.
online, the C8, and you got some good content with, like, let me show you how I rented one, but nah, I own it, blah, blah, blah.
I never rented it. People just assume they think that because, like, how could you be 28 years old buying a Corvette when the average owner of a Corvette is between the age of 50 and 65? The thing about it is my fiance gifted me that Corvette C8 as my 28th birthday present, because last year I gave her an AMG. She's like, oh, I'm gonna buy you a Corvette one day. That one day happened to be 2 weeks ago. Yeah. And the thing is, it was no money down, no employment verification.
I'm gonna ask
nothing.
that. No. I'm gonna ask
to go
that. But I
crazy.
gotta ask. There's one question that's like I'm begging to ask. You could both individually have 7-figure businesses.
Yes, sir.
Why did you partner?
Okay, you want to go somewhere, go alone. You want to go faster, go together. It's just that simple. There's a power in community. And I think what people need to understand is that you could be great at something, but when you come together and you partner with someone who has the same moral values as you, who has the same work ethic as you, it becomes a little easier. Now we can banter and have conversations when we don't know where to go. Now it's not just me who have to process these things, right? And so I can leverage that, right? In spaces where maybe I do lack in an area and he has to catch me up. Maybe some days he lacks in an area and I catch him up. It's good because there is not, I know you asked this earlier, one is not better than the other. And I wish I could. I was trying to think of, in what way there isn't none. And that's one of the best partnerships to have, because now we can chin check each other when we're lacking in certain areas. And for us, it just works that way because we're passionate about it. And we also have the same moral ground being immigrants.
Yeah.
Who works harder?
Who works harder?
Yeah. That's my Oh, if looks could kill.
You can ask Sunset. Ask Sunset.
I could go to her camera. Look how she's looking at me.
That's she'll answer for you.
She gave me the look.
Could not get me to tell you that I work harder than Carrington Pierre and that Carrington Pierre works harder than me. I could not tell you that. I guarantee, and I really wanted to say, I want to be able to tell you that, but I can't.
Your eyes did.
Yeah, I can't, and I'm very.
Your eyes said, "I'll work him."
No, absolutely not. My eyes gave. I know people think that, but I know you're gonna want to assume that one does, and one does not.
Yeah.
And that's the truth of it all. Is because I'm telling you, this man, when we got on the phone and we started working together, I literally said, I've never met someone who was at the level where I didn't have to question it. I didn't have to ask it. I didn't have to figure out if this was happening. No. If I'm asking something, he's already on it. If something is necessary, we're already on it. Like, I've never met someone who has the kind of humility and still as the drive that he has. Nobody.
Yeah, and I got to say the same thing for Sunset too, because guys, the thing I realize is, especially working with her, is the partnership. I'll answer that part first too, is that for me, it's I realize that there's, how do I explain this, right? I could go alone, like Sunset said, to a certain degree, right? And I can get to 7 figures, right? But if you're trying to build something that can not only take our current situations from one point, but our future children's and our future families, it's better to build something together. And for me, it's like 90% of my clients were Black women. And so even though I could speak to them and I can help them, but they might not see themselves in me, right? I always tell people I'm a bald Black man with a beard. But the thing with Sunset is that when I realized that, one, she was about her money, she was about her business, she was able to speak. Not only, I'm like, wait, yo, you talk crazy like me. Like, yo, but you're just a female. Like, you're able to pop it. And so what I realized is that a lot of the clients that I had and a lot of clients that she had, they were missing that component, because for her, she got a lot of the male audience coming to her because she's a female. A lot of just like, oh yeah, I want to learn from her. I want to tap in. I want to do this. And then for me, it's like, I got the women. It's kind of weird. So she was able to speak to them in ways that I could never. You know, and it just gave me somebody that I know that if I turn my back, I know she got it. Absolutely. Sunset is super, super protective of me. It's very crazy. And when we first met, I'm like, man, why is she so protective of me? She's just like, no, you're good people, and you're just like me.
I wish I could find a partner.
People say that all the time.
I work people. Like, that's my biggest thing. I've done collabs with people, and I find they just don't have the drive that I do. They're just like not trying to hit the number that I'm trying to hit.
Did you audit them in a way where you audited their lifestyle, not their want for the business? There's a difference between, people think there's business and then there's personal. There's no separation between the two. Business is personal and personal is business. I'll tell you why, because the characteristics that you have that grounds you as an individual is going to ground you in business. And so if that lifestyle does not equate and does not morally stand on the same ground, then it's going to dismantle eventually because you guys don't have the same moral standing. Both of us are immigrants. Both of us come from humble beginnings. And so that's our drive separately. And so when we come together, we know, like, if I don't work, my family doesn't eat. If you don't work, he's not going to get to where he's going to go. So we know that drive stays there whether we're partners or not.
Exactly. And that's the thing is, like, even when you collaborate with people, there's nothing wrong with partnership, but like Sunset said, you have to audit people. You have to make sure that who you're doing businesses is who they are through in and how does that? Through in and out? Yeah, through in and out. So for me, it's like, I realized that with Sunset, she was the person she is on the internet. You might think it's the same, but it's not. You have to really know who Sunset is. And I got to know her really well. And for me, I've realized that, like, I can't do business with people that I don't trust. And I can't do business with people that I don't got a personal relationship with. Some people will only, like, they'll only have friends with people, they'll only be friends with people that they can make money with. I want to be friends with you whether we making money or not. So if we cool, I'm good with it. But what I realize is that you have to be able to know their work ethic, what motivates them, what drives them. Because once I know what motivates and drives you, then I know where I can push on, I can lean into. Some people you'll get in business with and you don't know that they got a vice. They might be into, you know what I mean? They might be into too much. And for me, I don't party, I don't drink, I don't smoke like that. So we got to be on it.
So if I'm looking for a business partner, right, somebody to work with. You're saying I should get to know them personally.
Absolutely.
Facts.
Absolutely.
For quite some time.
Absolutely.
Like, really spend some time with them.
It don't gotta be that. So here's the thing.
Is there a friendship requirement?
Absolutely.
There has to be some type of, how could you want to do business with me, but we can't talk? We can't.
We could talk. So
let me add to that.
I'm almost like antisocial.
That's
right?
okay.
I have a circle of friends.
Yeah.
I got like my friends, my family, my core circle.
Yeah.
I don't really do too much outside of that because that's just like my personality. I'm like good. I'm straight. I have the same best friends, the same circle of friends for like 20 years now.
Wow,
right?
that's fire.
So for me to just go befriend somebody is tough because it's like, why? Like, I don't even have time. My friends are my real friends.
Okay.
So I actually got to spend time with you. I got to care about you. I got to go to your stuff. I got to go to her stuff. I got to go to everybody. Like, it's hard
It's an
for me.
investment.
Yeah,
It's an
I was
investment.
just gonna say, but you have to be intentional. So if you're saying you want a partner, you got to be careful what you're saying, what you're asking for. That's going to take work. Yes, Charles may be antisocial, but if Charles wants a business partner that's going to match him, that he knows going to have that same work ethic and that same grind and grit as him, he's going to have to put in a little more work.
And
Maybe
really-
he's going to have to go to an event once or twice a week to see where that community is. And I'll say this because I see we're all talking about it. It goes for the same thing when you're buying into a product or a coach. And I'm very big on that. A lot of people get scammed because you haven't spent enough time with that person that you're buying the product from, right? So we have these free master classes every Wednesdays and Sundays, and a lot of people say, I just want to be mentored by you guys. I just want to be mentored. And I say, pause. I'm not going to just take you on as a mentee. C's not just going to take you on as a mentee. You have to join our 5-day challenge. And people's like, why? Because you haven't spent enough time with me. You don't know if I'm the teacher that's going to take you from zero to hero. You don't know if you're going to be able to receive the information coming from me or C. So if you don't spend enough time with me, how do you know that I'm the person that's going to be able to help you transform your situation? You're trusting so many people on the internet, giving them thousands of dollars before you spent any time with them. You have to spend time with people to see if you are who you say you are. We're not auditing people enough.
So that's good. Investing the time. I have to invest more time if I want to, like a true business partner.
Yeah.
Or even collabs. Just spend time with the people, get to know them.
Exactly. Because like I won't collab. Some people will just collab with people for money. I'm cool. Bro, I might not be the richest dude in the room, but I got enough money to be able to say, hey, I'm either going to, if I'm going to work with you, it's not because of the money. I got to want to be able to like, what's the long-term play here? Like, where's this going to go? So even then, like for people like Sunset said, like auditing people, you have to make sure who you do business with. Even when we do consultations with people for their businesses, funding or credit, what I realize is that people don't they're always quick to just like, man, here's my money to do this. No, ask me some questions. What can I help you with? All the time, I realize that with people, they come to me thinking, man, I got to pay this dude all this money to do this. And yes, to a degree, that's true. But I always do consultations for free with people because it's like, yo, fill me out, right? I always remember that just because people think there's saturation in this business, they think, man, there's a lot of credit in front of people. There's no saturation because how I speak, how I talk, how I can put things in metaphors or correlate things to your life or your situation might not be the same way that Charles or Sunset might do it, right? Because I always believe in what it said in the Bible is, right? You know, the sheep know who Jesus is based on how he speaks. My sheep will know me based on my voice. You might not be my sheep. So if you can't learn from me or you don't like how I talk, how I explain things, you just might not be for me. Yeah. But at the end of the day, before you go and spend some money with me, I always tell people before you spend money with me, let me just tell you exactly how you can do this by yourself for free because I'm cool. I got money. But if I can save you a couple thousand, you can do it yourself and you don't need me, by all means, get the result that you're looking for. I'm not thirsty for your money, bro.
One of the things I think we have in common, I have a VP of enrollment. Ooh. So she makes sure, because we do a lot of live events, right? I'm doing a live event with 150 people. I open myself up to my community, but it's not just anybody. Not anybody could just join and be like, take me to get some properties. Exactly. Like, I'm actually taking you to auctions with me. I'm actually giving you access to me. And it got to a point where I'm like, I need like some frontline underwriting, right? We got to talk to you. She got to talk to you because she needs to know that you're a good fit for my mentorship. Yep. I need to make sure, like, if you sign up for mentorship, you're going to actually do the work. Yes. I don't want, for the business that I do online, I need to make people successful to get more business.
Because your success is my success.
That's what we say all the time.
I can't post testimonials if you don't do the work.
If you don't do the work.
I don't do lifestyle marketing at all. I stopped because it was bringing the wrong types of people. So I used to show cars. I used to show jewelry. I used to show
even for me,
white sand.
We're the opposite in that.
They want more lifestyle from us. And I'm like,
you know what's funny? So I'm more like, remember, so I feel like for years I was the best kept secret, right? Because everybody that works with me, I can call all my clients on the phone, any one of them, and they'll tell you good things about me. They'll tell you what I've done for them. Because the thing is, the results I've been getting for people, I've been putting people in houses, apartments, and cars before I was legally able to drink. And so I have clients that have seen me grow up over the years, and I've always been like, I started getting annoyed with the whole be humble, be humble, be humble. My mom used to tell me that all the time, and I felt like that was being poured into me so much that I stayed too humble, and where I didn't pop it enough. Where like for so many years, because remember, we're black. Let's not pretend that, oh, if you tell people you making 30, 50K a month, that it's not gonna show. Bro, like I used to just be super chill, the dude in the sweatpants and the regular tees, and people wouldn't take me serious. And then I would sit there, give them the game, and they'd be like, man, I get it. But then the moment they see my fiance come from an Acura to an AMG, the moment they see the apartments, the crib, then they see the money, the lifestyle, the traveling, I'm like, oh, this is what y'all was waiting for? Because some of y'all been seeing me do this since I was 16, but they didn't see the level up because I kept keeping it so quiet. So it's worked in my favor a lot better now. People want to rock with me.
What do you like?
She's not. I'm always pushing her
lifestyle.
I don't care to do that just because I'm just not into that. I'm not a person that cares about money, that cares about how it looks. I don't care about that. I care about results. I care about getting you out of your current situation and elevating you. And so because my personal brand is about self-love and getting people to understand the power in self, I struggle with trying to show people more of lifestyle because I'm like, why would you care about that? I'm telling you that I can, the impact, the information, like I can get you from 0 to 100 real quick.
I love
right?
that.
So I have to find a way, and I'm working on that, right? He's helping me with that to balance it where I can show you a little bit of lifestyle.
You got
like,
to
it's
it.
the
Let me
truth,
tell you
though.
something.
It's the truth. They do want to see more of
You
that.
can self-love. You can self-love in a Corvette. You can self-love in a Rolls Royce. You can self-love in a Lambo. The point of all I'm saying is that you guys need to be able to understand that. Like for me, I didn't come from money. I didn't come from that. My mom is not an entrepreneur. My dad don't own no businesses, and my mom doesn't either. So I didn't come from that. So imagine I'm coming from Haiti, right, where I'm seeing people running outside like, I'm from a third world country where kids were playing soccer with literally barefoot. And I used to even see kids, even when we went to Cape Verde, my fiance's home country, we were seeing kids play soccer with no ball, just imagining the kicks. So now imagine me come to America and I've lived in all levels of poverty and aspects of it. And then now I'm getting to it and I'm supposed to be like, nah, guys, I'm in this ripped t-shirt and I'm going to turn your credit up. But bro, I couldn't change my shirt. I couldn't get to no money.
I think levels is the wrong thing, but I think it's just phases. Right?
Yeah,
there's
that's
different
true.
phases. So for me, I did used to show cars, right? I used to show a lot of cars, lavish trips, like how I actually really live.
Yeah.
And people were joining for the wrong reasons. I feel like I was getting the wrong people because they were thinking that buying a property for $300 and selling it for $2,000 was going to get you the lifestyle that I got. And I was like, wait, you not happy you bought 8 properties and you sold them all? You like, what's the issue?
Yeah.
Right? And they're trying to like fast forward and go crazy. And I'm like, but you wasn't making no money before. You making $2,000 a month right now.
Yeah.
Right? So, and then I stopped showing a lot of that stuff because actually it was getting like criticized online.
Really?
It was like, if your mentor drives a Rolls Royce, if your mentor has a Rolex, if your mentor
drives a Lambo,
actually had a Lamborghini too, right? So he used to drive it to school.
Oh, that's crazy.
So look, so they're like, I was like, well, I don't know if I need it. I don't know if I really should be showing that part because it's so scrutinized.
Yeah.
But when I stopped and I feel like I started to show receipts and I started to show more testimonials, like I build houses for people. So I feel like me on foundation and framing is proof enough that if I could build a house for you for $189 and you know they go for $259, that should be enough for you to join my mentorship. Let me help you buy some land and build for you. So I don't show anything anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
Absolutely
you've
nothing.
already built a personal.
Yeah,
to
you
be
did.
Fair, you've built a personal brand already.
You
and I
just don't
think
do it.
when you're at a certain level or a certain phase. then you have the option to choose, right?
Yep.
Because now you're saying you have enough people, and those people can do enough. If one of them tell one person, then you can grow and expand your community.
Yeah.
However, where we are, we're still almost like the best kept secret.
Yeah.
When people get to know us, they come to us because they know we can get the work done. But when they hear us, they're like, oh, we love y'all. We just want to be around you at this point. So then they stay for that. But if we don't show them that, and to be fair, where we are, we kind of do have to show both, because unfortunately, that's the world we live in. And I'm even having a hard time kind of getting used to that, because I'm like, I don't care about that. Like, that's just not something I care about. But people are like, well, we want to see more of you. We want to hear more of you. And the first time I went online and I did a voiceover, I got 92,000 views on that video showing more of myself. So I understand the power of showing up as yourself, but also showing people what that can do, showing up as yourself and showing them the lifestyle.
Yeah, because even...
Hold on 1 second. Sis, what you think? You got the most followers in the room.
Yeah.
Is lifestyle marketing important?
It is for certain people.
Yeah.
I don't do lifestyle marketing either.
She doesn't do lifestyle marketing. She be walking barefoot in trailer parks.
Did you
That's
build
crazy.
it that way?
Yeah.
From
But
ground up?
there's a different level to that, though. There's people that's going to love the fact that she is even vulnerable enough to do that. You got to look at it like this, right? And everybody's background is a little different. So for me, I always tell people, bro, I got a chip on my shoulder, like off the fact of like, I grew up seeing women take care of men and not men taking care of women. My mom's the breadwinner of my family. My mom was the one taking care of the whole household, sending money back home. It wasn't my dad. And so for me, I always understood that, like, as I grew up, I wanted to be able to be the man of my family, paying bills. So I grew up a lot faster than most guys, only because of that chip on my shoulder. So now when I don't got the money to provide or to pay bills or to do what I got to do, it bothers the hell out of me. And so that's why I've worked so hard over the years. But even then, like, again, bro, like, my target audience is people that look just like me, just like Charles, just like you guys. We all know, and we'll keep it a bean, that at the end of the day, if I was spitting, like when I used to do this, right? Because think about this. I came from a 2010 Honda Accord with 193,000 miles on it, straight into a Corvette. For 9 years, I was humble. For 9 years, instant gratification isn't my kryptonite. It doesn't bother me. So even for me, sitting there, eating the Wendy's, the McDonald's, the Subways, all that stuff, I have no problem with it. Staying away from the lavish restaurants, I chilled off of it. But I realized that if I stand there and I'm talking to people that look like me, especially black people, and I'm talking about credit, oh man, nah, he probably don't really know what he's talking about. Yo, what kind of car he driving? What way he's sitting in?
She making a face right now.
Yeah, and that's fair. But that's fair.
She making a face.
I know,
And that's
I'm
fair.
I'm more
do me this favor.
But here's the thing. So let me break this down too. And even when it comes to quality, what happens is that for me, if you go on my website, if you go through my IG, you'll see my testimonials aren't like, I got the text, I got the screenshots, but I got actual people that sit there, record a video telling me what I've done for them. So I've had the results. I've been at this stuff. And so for me, it's like I made more money because remember, I just hit 1,700 followers today. I made $140,000 in less than 4 months before I even had 1,200 followers. So I made money off referrals, people just talking about me. But now it's like, I realize that the lifestyle helps. Yeah.
I want y'all to sample. Right? Sample like 2 months straight content, education, information, just straight teaching and showing testimonials, right? Teach online, show testimonials.
Yeah.
For 2 months straight.
I just started doing the lifestyle maybe like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
I don't even start doing that.
If you'd like for me to help you, just like I help Mike, comment below or whatever. I want you guys to try that for like 2 months. And then I want y'all to just ball out for 2 months. Like travel, jewelry, heels, deals, funding.
You know,
show those $150,000 Amex approval.
Yeah.
Show some cash, right? Because I know cash be getting, y'all see people with like.
Did you see that video I did where I had like $2,000-$3,000 in it, and I was like, and I did a money spread, and I'm like, I caught your attention, didn't I? And I put it down because I don't do money spreads. I don't do any of that stuff.
Do it. No, sample it. Just sample it. Obviously you have enough of a pipeline where you guys will be fine either way. but just try it and see. I want it like a real study.
Like an example of front.
But
Yeah,
I
because
mean, we
it
could
didn't-
utilize it as a real study because this did not just start happening.
Yeah.
We were only content and educational based.
Yeah, for,
literally
like, years.
just now, one of our mentors told us that we needed to do lifestyle.
Yeah.
This just started 2-3 months ago.
Yeah, that's what I just told you.
So that's why I'm even having a hard time kind of maneuvering through that because I don't share that part of me. I'm a very private person, very, very private. To know me is to love me, but you got to really know me, and not many people know me. People just know of me. And so sharing a part of me almost feels like I'm losing a piece of myself. And so it's hard for me to show lifestyle because why do you care? Like, you should care more about my ability to help you transform, but I had to get out of my own way and realize people do need to see what they potentially can become as well. And that's part of the story.
Yeah. My flex is what I do for people. That's like me flexing, so to speak. Right?
Yeah.
But also, I think everybody in this room and everybody watching can relate to seeing another person that looked and sounded like us drive something that we wanted to drive.
Yep.
Wear a bag that you might have wanted. Travel somewhere, right? And like all the lavish things that we see. So it does have an effect, right?
It does
have a mental effect to where seeing it almost makes it believable and touchable, and then you do buy into the lifestyle of that person.
And people love before and after transformations.
Yeah.
People need to be able to see. Remember, before people ever buy into your course, your mentorship, they buy into you as a person.
Yeah.
So if you do not see yourself in that person's lifestyle, it could be a little bit hard for you to relate. So what I've realized that even, for example, like, let me give you an example, right? Bro, if you could tell me everything you want to know about credit, real estate, bro, if you're on the side of the road homeless and broke, and even if you're giving me real good information, I'm gonna always look at you like, yo, bro, if this was really good, why have you not done anything with it for yourself? That's how I think. So imagine, try this, Charles. Let's say, for example, right, if you went outside,
Look,
bummy
she
as
giving
hell.
me the look again.
No, but think no. Let's be honest. Let's keep it a bean. If you were run down, you looked bummy, you was homeless looking, and you're telling people you can change their life, and then you sit down on the side of the road with a cup in your hand, begging for change, they're not gonna listen to nothing you just
All
said.
right, so that's the extreme.
No, but that's how I look at it, though.
But
You know what I mean?
there's a look, and I think what your look is telling me is a certain type of person is impressed by that.
Of
Yes.
course.
A certain type of person is not.
Of
A
course.
certain type of person is impressed with just a person with a nice blazer, a collared shirt that speaks well and sounds educated.
Facts.
That is impressive to a certain type of person.
Yeah.
So it's more so like, who's your target audience, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right? Because I kind of want, and I'm not saying there's none that are right or wrong.
Yeah.
There's
Right.
no right answer,
Right,
right?
right.
But for me, the psychology behind what I do is like, all right, I want to work with people that want to work with a person who speaks well, is knowledgeable, has receipts, cares about people, is passionate about what he does. That's kind of like the people that I want to grab into my community that may not be impressed with some of the other things that I have that I don't even show. So I think it's like twofold. I think
Yeah.
you can win both ways.
Yeah, of course,
I
of course.
understand the importance of both. That's the thing. I get the importance of both. I personally just not am that person, right? So just because I personally am not that person, that doesn't mean I don't understand, right, why C is saying that and why I have to work on showing the lifestyle. Because, yeah, to be fair, people do need to see the zero to hero. That's why
Yeah.
those stories make it more faster than others, because people want to see that where you started, I was at, and I can be where you're going. But then there's another crowd, which is like me, where I don't care what you show me. That has nothing to do with me. I care about what you tell me because I know what I'm going to be able to do with that, right? And so
Exactly.
those are two different people that we're talking about. But there's a lot of people that go through phases as well, that they might be that person and they might become the other person. And so
Yeah.
that's why you just have to be able to speak to both.
And the thing is, even seeing, for example, like with some of our mentees, like there's a couple that sticks out to me. And I remember one of our mentees, he had seen me do a mentorship back in November right? And then he didn't join himself for whatever reason, might have not had the money to spend the money on that mentorship that I seen. And the guy just kept following me, watching me, liking my pictures. And throughout those months, he just kept asking me questions, and I'm answering them, voice messaging him, telling him the plays that he can go run. And I'm just giving the dude free actual game, just helping him out. And then what set the guy on to like realize that he had to, it's like it ignited a flame in him. It was when he seen me win an award for making $100,000 in less than 4 months. He seen me walk across the streets, across the stage, get praised for winning this award, but then he also saw all the work I was doing in the background because I was answering so many things for him for free.
Who gave you the award?
It was Darius Benders. Shout out to Darius.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's
Darius,
my dude.
damn.
Yeah.
Shout out to Darius.
Yeah. We talk all the time about impact.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he got that.
Yes.
Here's my question I asked to him. I said, if I send somebody to you and you make them $100,000, does that count as my impact too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
does.
because you put them in that position.
Yeah.
We compete over impact, right?
Yeah.
Because that's like our level
Yeah.
of competition. It's like,
Exactly.
all right, how many people you impacted today?
Yeah.
All right, I'm putting 150 people live audience, and I'm gonna teach them 2 by 3 millionaires. So top that, right?
Exactly.
That's
That's
our
a big
big
impact.
level of
That's my
competition.
There you go.
conversation.
And that's the thing
So
with,
I
like,
flex with my crowd.
I love
do,
that.
right?
That's
You have
how
your
I
own-
want to eventually be
Impact.
And remember, there's
Yeah.
a different level of flex for everybody.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
always like to compare, like say, man, really rich people don't wear flashy clothes.
Yeah,
Really rich people don't do
right.
this. That's not true. Because I've been around people that are making 25, 30, 40 million dollars a year. And I've even dealt with people that are making $10 million a month. So what I've realized is that for them, their flex is at a different level. It might be the yachts. It might be the vacation homes that you can't even travel to because you don't got a private jet. It might be those things. And even then, I remember I seen a couple, and the dude was wearing these jeans. I think they were like Kiton, Kiton, and the jeans were like $3,000, but they look like Wrangler jeans.
Yeah.
You're wearing $4,000 jeans. They just don't got any LV on them. You see what I'm saying?
Got it.
But
All
it's
right.
just that.
How has money changed your life? Let's go Sunset first.
Because I'm like, well, we can go.
Right. I mean, again, I don't want to say money isn't important. It is very, very, very important. But to me, I don't idolize money. Money is energy for me. So money is ever flowing, right? So find a way to be attractive to money. So for me, money has been able to put me in certain spaces, in certain rooms where I can have a bigger influence. And I've been able to change my family situation almost from night and day by having more access to capital. And so that's why I like to leverage 0% APR business funding, because that can happen for anyone. Regardless of your situation, I can get you access to 0% interest business funding for you to be able to go start, scale, and grow any business. So I've been able to do that specifically for my family members and my friends, who is one opening up a car dealership, right? I have a friend who's opening up a car dealership, one who owns a hair salon. I have my sister who's opening up a chiropractic office in Tallahassee, Florida, right? Utilizing 0% interest business funding. So
That's
I've
a
been
flex.
able to have impact, right? By having access to this information. So when you say money, it's like, it's cool, but that impact is really what was able to change, my
Exactly.
situation.
Nice. Carrington, top 3 things that money's done for you.
Top 3 things. I'll say one, when people say money doesn't make you happy, the people that say that, man, I always call it cap, because I'm sure as hell not happy when I can't afford to pay my bills. I'm not happy when you got a lot of past due notices. I'm not happy when I can't afford to go and buy somebody a gift for their birthday, or I can't show out. So that's one thing. Is I think money for sure. One of the other things is freedom. Freedom and control. I believe that the real thing of freedom, I remember Alex Hormozy said that a real definition of power is how quickly can you take something that's an idea and bring it into a reality. And money can speed that process up dramatically. So money for me is giving me a lot more freedom to be able to sleep when I want, wake up when I want. If I don't want to work with you, I don't got to work with you. If I don't want to, I don't got to ask for permission to go on vacation. I don't got to look for overtime to be able to buy somebody something, or just take, you know what I mean? Like, that freedom and control to me is everything, because I just understand how much money and just not knowing how to get access to capital can really limit you, and how you think, your perception, how you can experience life.
Yep.
So
Personality is different when you have access to capital.
Yeah, when I was broke, bro, I felt depressed. I was, what? I could go on for that for days. So it's like it's done a lot for me and my family,
Done a lot
for sure.
A lot. Cool. How much has this partnership done for you?
So this
Personally,
partnership,
like before you met her, how your life was and where it is now.
okay. So personally, like our partnership, right? Well, my partnership with Sunset, it's done a lot for me in the sense of like I feel like I have somebody that I can lean on, right? I have my fiance and stuff like that, and my fiance is great with the systems, the computers, the automations and stuff. But when it comes to this world of like credit and funding and the real estate, I have somebody that I can lean on. Where like, yo, man, I might be down this day, but Sunset might have that 100% energy. While I might be at 60, it picks me up. So I want to say that from before our partnership to now, I definitely want to say that it's put me on a different pedestal when it comes to people on the internet. Because again, I'm not really that big on the internet. Sunset's a lot bigger than me. She has 5 times the following as me. And so it's put me in front of a lot more people and got me in a lot more rooms than I might have not gotten to if it wasn't before I met Sunset.
Likewise.
For sure.
How
100%.
has working with Carrington helped you?
Likewise, everything he said times 10. For me, I was big on authenticity, right? I run into a lot of spaces, which I always talk about auditing people, right? I study people. I study their body language, like I'm watching you right now, Charles,
Yeah.
right? And seeing how you react to certain things, right? What are your movements? How do you sigh? Where are you most relaxed, right? And so when I study people, typically what they say do not match with who they are. And so knowing Carrington for as long as I've known him, I've realized he's exactly who he says he is, and he shows up just as that. And so it's been able to take a chip off my soldier to know that I have someone who really is supporting me and who has my back. Like when I don't know something, I know I can go to him and he's going to do the research. If I'm lacking in an area, he's going to go put in that work to figure it out for the both of us.
Yeah.
And so I've been able to tech 10x my life in a sense just by having that person who can fill in those gaps for me. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing is people just don't know. They don't know the power of proximity, right? And the thing about it is like where you might fall short, you need to have somebody that's there as a support. And so the thing is, I feel like God put me on this earth not only because of like what I can do for my family and my friends and people that I love, but it's what I can do, the impact that I can make on other people's lives. And for me, I always want to be the best version of myself. And I'm already hardworking. I already know what it's like to work for no money, charging $20, $40 to do somebody's credit and using that money to buy video games for me and my brother. I know that. So when now it's like we're doing that on a bigger scale for 6-7 figures, it's even easier because I did it for free for so long. I did it for no money. So now working with Sunset, where we can then not only put our lives together, like, yo, this is how we can, increase the trajectory by, running this ad or doing this. I can collaborate with somebody.
Yeah.
And then like you see, like I told you, I'm a pop it.
Yeah.
Sunset might not be, but then she'll always be like, what's funny? She'll pop it for me more than she'll pop it for herself. And I tell her, I'm like, yo, do it the opposite.
Because that's
pop
you. That's your lane, bro. It's like, you can have it. All right, I'm gonna just put this out there, man. I'm sold on you guys' business relationship. I admire it, and if anybody wants to partner with Charles, you have to be doing like a hell of a lot of work, right?
Yeah.
I don't say numbers. You gotta be killing it out there. Like I'm open to it. Do I give applications or take applications?
Listen, Charles, you can't.
How you
tell
do
them
it?
you're
No, y'all
doing
got the
it.
perfect thing.
You gotta do it in a way where they don't know. If they know, then
Facts.
they're gonna show up as a person.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
but
know, they're
people gonna be like, yo, why
impersonate.
you keep calling me? You don't even call
No,
me. Now
no,
you
they
call
don't
me
know.
all
They
the
don't know.
time.
You
Now
gotta
you
tell
want to
them,
hang
like,
out.
hey,
Nah.
what's going on? What
You gotta-
you
it's
gotta-
Those dudes in there, they be like, yo, like, oh, you want to hang out? Oh, now you rock with us? Because they be like, yo, you don't really
They
rock,
don't.
yo.
They probably don't have enough EQ or IQ to know what's going on. So
Yeah.
just kind of throw them a story. They're not gonna
Exactly. Like even for me,
Alright.
like you
So if I
gotta.
start hanging out with them, working out with them and everything.
Exactly.
He called me bougie. One called me
He
Well, I
did
bougie.
call
get
you
my
bougie.
bougie all the
One
time.
called
Who
me
cares?
funny.
Yeah.
We
cares?
love each other, but
Yeah.
all right, I gotta
Yeah.
talk.
But look at this, right? Even you, Charles, like for you, when I first seen you, I clocked you. I already knew you had money before you could ever speak to me. You see what I'm saying? There's always a flex, bro. Not many people's wearing a
Or a-
$30,000 to $50,000 watch on their wrist. Like,
Subtle flex.
you see, the thing is, most people don't clock stuff like that. I can understand where you might flex. Some people, for example, I'll notice somebody, right? You might not have no jewelry on your neck. You might not have a watch on your wrist. But if I see, let's say you take your jacket off and I see it's a Brioni, I know you got money. It's a $10,000 jacket. So everyone has their flex. For you, it's just a subtle flex. Most people just don't clock it.
So I need to in a stealth way, seek out a business partner that I think is like hardworking,
Yeah.
trying to do like a crazy amount of money, wants to have impact,
Yeah.
and is serious about
Can I
their
ask you
business.
something?
Yep.
The way that you be looking, I'll be
She's
scared.
gonna watch.
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no.
No, seriously, Charles, can I ask you something?
Business related?
No.
No.
See, that's what I was gonna say. Look how that made you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I literally wasn't.
You
gonna
like
go
you
further.
tighten up the
I
moment
wasn't
it gets
even
all
gonna go
business.
any further.
You
Listen,
come off too businessy.
I was
you
just about
gotta
to
like.
tell you.
I'm all business.
But
You
that's
see, but
okay
that's-
though. But
I
look,
like
To a
I
degree.
was not going to really ask you anything.
Yeah.
I wanted
Thank you,
to see
God.
your response to that.
You tighten up.
You
You really
literally
do
were
tighten
about
up.
to sweat. You didn't know what
Exactly.
to
Look
do.
at my
But
son
look,
right there. He
that's
like,
because
damn.
I
Yeah,
know
because he
in
knows
this-
his dad, bro.
Yes, in
You
this
tighten up
little
really.
amount of time, I
Yeah.
got to know that you're a little uncomfortable for someone to get to know you a little more personally. You
Because-
take the business as the personality.
You
So
use that
you
as a cover.
Yeah, you utilize that as that. So when you're looking for a business partner and you're saying, "Well, I have to do that," no, you don't have to do that, Charles, and they don't have to know you're doing that.
Yeah.
Go into spaces where you're comfortable.
Exactly.
Like,
Don't
do not come outside of yourselves to do that because
Yeah.
then it's not going to be
I'm gonna find
organic.
Because even for this, bro.
You saying organic, but did you
Yeah.
say like don't tell them?
No,
Don't
no,
tell
no.
them.
What happens
They're
is,
not going to know you're doing it,
Charles, if you're gonna look for a girl,
give me
Yeah.
6 months. No, how long it take?
Yeah,
bro,
no, there's
we
no-
talked 10 hours for the first day and we
And
never
that
stopped
was
talking.
it.
Done.
It doesn't matter.
You're gonna know the vibe,
feel
bro.
it.
You gotta be able to
90
read.
days.
That's
I'm
fine.
Okay.
announce a partnership.
Okay.
But
I'm announce
he's
a
gonna
You
announce a
sure?
partnership.
Yeah. No, so I see the value. So a
There
lot
is
of times
value.
with me personally, I might not talk to people because I don't see no value.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
I have my circle of friends, my family. I don't need to be talking to new people or whatever because they
Yeah.
just serve me no purpose.
Yeah.
And I'm probably not going to be of much use to them anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So, but if I see value,
Yeah.
then yeah, all right, I could spend some time with them. I could get to know them. I could kind of analyze their business acumen, skill sets, and things like
But yeah,
that.
you have to put yourself
So,
in the
like
right
you
room.
said, be intentional. So now I'm
Yeah.
intentional. Send your
Yes.
applications to Charles
he-
at Charles Newman. Yo, I'm being intentional.
I love that.
And here's
I
the thing.
take action.
I
I
love
execute.
that.
So
You
I'm
have
putting
to
it
do
out.
that.
I'm putting it in the universe. I'm putting it on camera.
Yes.
Send your applications to Charles at charlesnoonan.com for partnership. It's got to be 7 figures. You can't shoot my 8-figure ideas down.
Yep.
I'm gonna come up with some super wild stuff because I'm super
You
creative.
see what you just said?
And you just gotta rock with it.
But you see,
love that.
that's exactly what that's what it is. Like, you set the tone for whoever's coming. It's kind of like when we were driving up here from Massachusetts, we was listening to something about a woman saying to men, you have to date within your income bracket, right? You have to set the standard for how people will treat you, right? Teach people how to treat you. So if you want to only do business with people that are in the 7-figure club, if you want to only do business with people that are hardworking, you can speak that into existence. And there's going to be someone that's going to fulfill that role.
90
But if
days.
you did not put that
90
out there
days.
today, how would you know that?
Yeah.
You would know.
90 days.
90 days.
Yeah, man.
All right, check back in with me.
Look, I was gonna say, I would
90
check
days.
it.
I'm gonna be flexing online. Me and my business partner.
Yeah, bro. Y'all might be in a yacht in Turks and Caicos talking about
I'll
real
be
estate.
like, is this his part?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be like, let's wait till we get to the land
Exactly.
to do the video. We don't got to
Okay.
do it in the middle.
Y'all
of the
heard
ocean.
them. We're going to hold them accountable.
Yep.
We'll see.
All right, cool. What y'all got going on? I know you said you can't do business with you without doing your 5-day challenge.
Nope.
You
Yep.
can't just come in and sign up because y'all ain't trying to work
Nope.
with anybody and everybody.
Nope.
Right? How do you get new customers?
Okay, so you have to be able to join one of our master classes. We host them every Wednesdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. You're going to go in, sign up, and then you're going to be able to join us for a free master class for about an hour or two. We always give up free games, so it always lasts a little longer. Once you're in that master class, then you'll be able to see if we are the mentors for you, and then we will give you access to the 5-day challenge. Once you get inside the 5-day challenge, you'll spend 5 days with us where we're going to mentor you. We're going to teach you how to increase your credit score by 100 points. We're going to teach you how to buy your dream car with no money down. We're going to teach you how to get access to 0% interest funding. We're going to teach you how to turn content into cash. Whatever idea that you have that you are trying to figure out how to position it properly, we're going to show you how to do that as well. And we're going to show you how to monetize your social media. So if you want to learn all those things and we're the mentors for you, join us for the 5-day challenge coming up next month. And then we're going to be able to see if we're the mentors for you. And if we are, I guarantee you, we're going to turn you up and we're going to teach you how to go from 0 to hero real quick.
Exactly. And I'm gonna add a little sauce to what Sunset just said. She's right, man. Like at the end of the day, I get it. Some of you guys might want to just throw your money everywhere, and I'm cool with that, but nah. I'd rather just let you work with us for at least that 1 to 2 hours during the free masterclass. We're gonna educate you. We're gonna put y'all on. And a lot of the times, y'all are so quick to spending money that you may or may not need to. Because once we give you the game and the information, we don't take no hard feelings. If you want to take it, run with it, and go do it yourself and save some money, then by all means, go right ahead. But if you want to partner yourself with like-minded individuals and a community that's only tight-knit with the right information, the right resources, then we might be the two people for you. And at the same time, during that 5-day challenge, like Sunset said, we're going to be turning y'all up. We're going to be doing live funding. So if your credit profile is ready to go and you want to get access to $50,000 to $100,000 in capital, we're going to be doing it live during the 5-day challenge starting July 21st, where we're going to pour into you guys. We're going to give y'all all the details and the data points that the banks want to see on those applications. And the last time we did this, we got people funded $300,000. This goal, we have $500,000 is the goal. So we can't guarantee that everyone's going to get funded, but if you're in that room, you're going to get some money and you're going to leave with more money in your pocket than what you came in with. And if your credit is, not where it needs to be, you got the 3, 4, 5 before your credit score, then we're going to educate you on exactly how to get rid of those derogatories, how to get off the check systems, how to be able to get those bankruptcies off your report, how to get rid of collections and charge-offs within 30 days or less. And then we're going to also show them how to structure your profile the right way so that the banks can stop saying denied and they can start saying approved. Because at the end of the day, guys, we're here to show you guys not only how to leverage credit, how to build it, but we're showing you guys how to change not only your life, but the lives of the people around you. All right.
I love it. Give your Instagram.
So guys, you guys can find me at C Stays in Profit. That's CSTAYSIN Profit. I got a blue check mark on IG, so it's easier to find me. And my name is Carrington Pierre, guys.
Awesome sauce. You're going to be able to find me Sunset Monet. I am the only Sunset Monet, by the way. So, and I do have a blue check on Instagram, but you can find me on all social media platforms. That's SUNSETMONAE, guys. See you soon.
Do you guys have a website for the challenge?
Yes.
What is it?
So right now you guys can go on the signup.immigrants2millionaires.com, or we'll actually make it even easier.
Let's make it easier.
So if you follow me or Sunset on Instagram, you can go on any one of our posts. And for Charles community alone, if you comment the word class on any post, you will get a special invite where you guys can register for our next free masterclass this week completely for free. It won't cost you nothing.
I love it, guys. Let me ask y'all one more question. Y'all got time for one more question?
Yeah, of course.
Y'all got time for one more question?
Of course.
Are y'all taking applications for a third person?
Yo, guys, let me just say this right now.
The 90 days,
Okay,
right?
you know,
like 2
are
days.
you willing to open up personally? Because I told you that's part of mine.
Yeah.
So.
We gotta think about
All right,
that.
then.
Yo, let me tell you all this, guys. I'm gonna
speak.
speak it into existence.
I was joking.
We might be doing this. You never know what happens, right? We might actually have a partnership coming up with Charles Noonan. We'll speak it into existence. If you guys are trying to get your credit in the right place and the funding in the right order, so you guys can access land banks, real estate, properties, auction properties, whatever it may be. Hey, you're tapping in with the right people. Bought my first house at 19. I've been a real estate agent in Massachusetts since I was 19 years old. It's been 9 years. Sunset will get you your real estate license in 2 weeks in Atlanta and Florida. And Charles will put you onto the place to get access to the land banks and to get auction properties within how long, Charles? 30 days or less? Because we work fast over here.
Yes.
30 days or less.
Come
so
on.
again, you tapping in with the right 3 people. So let's see y'all soon.
Let's do it.
Peace. So if you don't want to put that drop out there, you can put it out there if you want to.
I don't edit, bro, so we still live. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week on the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.